Friday Football Fever is brought to you by Premier Pediatrics, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, Aviation Triad, and GTCC. Here's your hosts, Patrick Wright and Luke Liddon.
Well, Mother Nature threw last week's schedule all out of whack, but tonight, Friday Football Fever is back, folks.
Yes, it is. Week 6 brought us some big matchups. We actually had a couple of games featuring undefeated teams.
Oh, yeah. Before tonight, there were 65 unbeaten teams left in the state of North Carolina. 2 of them played in our Premier Pediatrics Game of the Week. Both the Southwest Guilford Cowboys and Parkland Mustangs came into tonight's matchup with a 5-0 record, but of course, only one could keep their early streak alive. Check out this Southwest defense here. Wendell Smith comes flying in to take down Jaquez Roseboro for the loss. And late in the first quarter, Parkland gets on the board. Marcus Caldwell finds Joseph Harrison across the middle. He's going to take this one 30 yards for the touchdown that makes it 7-0 Parkland. Then it's 3rd and 22 for the Mustangs, but no worries. Caldwell goes up top again, this time to Zy Russell, who makes the grab in the end zone for the score. On the extra point, though, the Cowboys, they come up with the block. It's 13-6 Parkland at that point. Then here's some defense for the Mustangs. Devin Flowers keeps it, and he's brought down in the backfield. That's good for a sack right there, but Flowers, he'd respond. He finds Javaz Gorham, who takes it 51 yards to the house. That's a touchdown, but Parkland holds on to win our game of the week, 19-6.
It was also a battle of unbeaten Randolph County rivals tonight down in Trinity. 4-0 RANDLEMAN kicked off against 5-0 WHEATMORE, but someone's got to lose, and WHEATMORE found themselves in a hole late in this one. Fourth quarter, Warriors trying to cut the gap, but Nick Halo rolling to his left, trying to extend the play. Not going to work this time as Garrett Hernandez chases him down for the sack. So a few plays later, WHEATMORE going for it on 4th and forever. Some trickery here, but the pass downfield is underthrown, and Clayton Gentry reads the play perfectly and gets the interception. But believe it or not, the Tigers fumbled the ball the very next play, gave it back to WHEATMORE, and they finally get back on the board. Nick Halo hits Ian Bonner on the quick slant. A nice grab and the speed to make his way into the end zone, but that would be the final score of the ball game for either team as RANDLEMAN wins 28-14.
All right, let's take to the skies for our Aviation Triad Flight of the Night. Page quarterback Javondre Page is going to air it out deep to Fort Moser, who makes an incredible diving catch for the touchdown. You got to see this again. Let's slow it down one more time. You can see Moser go full extension to make the amazing grab for the Pirates. And that right there is our Aviation Triad Flight of the Night for Week 6 of the regular season. Well, we still got much more in store for you on this edition of Friday Football Fever. East Forsyth, Reedsville, and Eastern Randolph, they all look to remain unbeaten on the season. We got scores and highlights from these and many more coming up next.
And we've got all your high school football scores right at your fingertips in more ways than one on Facebook. Check out Triad High School Sports and go on and get your Twitter fingers out, because over on Twitter, WFMY HSS. Go ahead and give us a follow, and Friday Football Fever will return after the short break. We'll be right back.
Well, our game of the week was at Southwest Guilford, and so is our GTCC Band of the Week. Shout out to the Cowboys for an awesome halftime performance tonight. Well, we had another team defending an undefeated record this evening. Reedsville hit the road looking to improve to 6-0 on the season. All they need was to take care of business against Northwest Guilford tonight. Northwest, though, would of course have something to say about that. Here's Walter Kuhlenkamp connecting with Josh Humphrey for the nice catch, but then Reedsville's defense would step up. Trell Rankin forces the Vikings fumble. His teammate Breon Pass is going to recover it. Later on, it's Kyle Penix going up top to Breon Pass, who makes the nice one-handed grab and scores the touchdown. That makes it 7-0 Reedsville, but then Northwest's defense responds with the Rams on the goal line. The Vikings stop Travion Canada just short of the goal line. But Reedsville wouldn't be denied. Penix this time is going to hit pass once again for the touchdown. Reedsville goes on to win it 28-14.
East Forsyth put its unbeaten record on the line tonight, as well as the Eagles continued non-conference play against Grimsley. And there's no better way to kick the game off than with this statement right here. Worley's kicking off to the Eagles, and Khalid Martin, this kid can fly. You'd think he'd get caught right about here, maybe here, maybe even right here, but no, he's too fast all the way for the kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the ball game. But both teams had their moments. Eagles, Tyshawn Lyles looking for his man, Well, that's not it. Instead, he throws it right to Grimsley's Rob Dalton for the pick, and this would be followed by Chris Zealous hitting Rob Dalton for the touchdown. The Eagles, though, were still able to keep that momentum rolling throughout this game as Lyles, little redemption as he connects with Meisel Hall on the bubble screen for the score, and East Forsyth goes on to win big, 52-21.
Well, Coach Burton Cates and Eastern Randolph are off to a pretty solid start to the 2018 season. The Wildcats look to move to 6-0 with a win over Providence Grove tonight. Now, the Providence Grove student section, they were hoping to help their guys in that streak. In the first quarter, Eastern Randolph trying to make something happen, but Jordan Terrell is stuffed for the loss. But just 4 short plays later, Cade Snotherly throws one deep to the end zone. The ball gets batted around and ends up in Cayman Marley's hands for a 28-yard score. Remember that name, Cayman Marley. It's 7-0 Eastern Randolph. Providence Grove trying to respond, but Luke Thomas floats the pass, and yes, he's picked off by Cayman Marley, and he's going to return this one 23 yards before he's brought to the ground. Then it's Thomas trying again to get something going, but this time he's intercepted yet again, this time by Preston Gladden to put an end to that drive, and Eastern Randolph stays unbeaten 35-7.
We're off to Davidson County for a big rivalry game featuring Thomasville and Ledford. And the Panthers gave their home crowd a lot to cheer about after a 3-and-out for Thomasville, punting the ball away. When it's over the punter's head, and that's going to be partially blocked, and Isaiah Turner recovers it within the 15-yard line. So just a few plays later, they capitalize. Robert Little, it actually doesn't look like he crosses the plane here if you watch closely, but the refs say he did, so that's good for 6 in the early 7-0 lead. Then we had more Panthers. A few drives later, Little, not looking so little here, knifing his way into the end zone for his second score of the ball. Ledford rolls Thomasville 35-0.
Well, Page looked to get back in the win column with the victory against Southern Guilford tonight. Let's start things off in the third quarter with the Pirates up 20 points. Southern Guilford punting. Nima Pampo comes up with the block through the end zone. That's a safety. It's 22-0 Page. After the free kick, Cody King going to take the handoff and watch him work, weaving his way through the defense. Eventually, he takes this one 50 yards for the touchdown. The Pirates take a 29-0 lead, and they weren't done after forcing yet another 3-and-out. Page's Branson Adams takes off down the field after the handoff. It's a 43-yard touchdown run. Page rolls to a 45-0 win.
Up next, a trip to McLeansville as Northeast Guilford took on Eastern Alamance. And early on, Northeast Guilford, they're going to get on the board. Davion Swain right past the goal line. Pretty easy rushing score at that for the 7-0 lead. But I don't think anyone wants to run against this kid. Eastern Alamance's Colby May just trucking over kids left and right. Some strong running, 50 yards. Wait for it right here. Oh, there for the touchdown. It makes it look so easy. So we jump ahead to the third. We got a loose ball here if you watch closely. Eastern's Josh Robinson coming around the left side, weaving back infield. The ball's a little loose there. He fumbles it. Stood up at midfield by Quandre Glagan. It's a fumble. Ramon Darby recovers. In Northeast, though, they were still the more consistent team in this matchup as Swain, another rushing score from 5 yards out, and the eventual win, 29-15.
Man, that hit, though. I think it would have gotten out of his way.
That was like stiff arm, the X button on Madden.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Hey, we've come to the final timeout of tonight's show. Still ahead, Eastern Randolph made the trip to Providence Grove. Highlights from this one and more coming up next. And how you can help us decide our game of the week for next Friday, plus our drive of the week. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Eastern Guilford loaded up the buses and made the trip to Alamance County to take on Burlington Williams tonight. Now, Williams, they're hoping their home crowd could lift them to their 4th win of the season. On the other sideline, the Wildcats were looking for their 2nd straight win, and Eastern Guilford didn't waste any time getting started. On the opening drive, Kamel Smith finds Justin Matthews. He takes that one to the house for the easy touchdown and your first score of the game. Later on, Williams, they trailed by 13 in the second quarter when Khalil Curry fumbled the snap. The Wildcats recovered in the end zone for another touchdown. Then in the third quarter, they weren't done. Eastern's got the ball and the lead. Matthews going to take the ball on the reverse, and I think you can guess how this one ends. He takes it all the way. Eastern Guilford improves to 4-1 on the season with a 34-0 win.
Let's go ahead and head to Welcome as North Davidson kicked off against South Rowan. The Black Knights look to up their record to 4-1 on the season. And North Davidson could not be stopped tonight, and it started early. Landon Moore hits Raymond Patrick on the screen and easily gains the first down before being pushed out of bounds. Then another wide receiver screen, and Themis Folks, some shake and bake, shake it out, 4 defenders, and in for the touchdown. Their defense was also too much to handle as well, swallowing up the quarterback for the massive sack. We all know the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Folks, he got another grab, another touchdown, making it look too easy. North Davidson went into the half up 37-0. They go on to win big time, 46-6.
All right, it's time for our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina drive of the week. This time it comes from Reedsville. Here's Rams quarterback Kyle Penix rolling out to the left, tucking and running for the first down. Then Penix finds DeMontez Canada for another Reedsville first down. Then how about Penix once again, this time with the pass to Breon pass, and that's good for 6, a touchdown. That right there caps off our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina drive of the week.
Other scores from tonight's action, let's take a quick look. Western Alamance goes on the road and beats Rockingham County 42-13, while West Stokes gets the big win at home 40-2 over Walkertown.
Ooh, not messing around. Well, Mount Airy ups their record to 6-0 with the 61-0 victory over Surrey Central. And Ragsdale, well, they knocked off East Surrey 35-21 in a non-conference matchup.
All right, so we've got 5 big matchups in the running for next week's Premier Pediatrics Game of the Week, and you at home get to help decide which one it is. Northeast Guilford will head and face Northern Guilford. Wheatmore travels to Trinity. Ragsdale hosts Glenn. High Point Central will meet up with Reagan. And Ledford kicks off against Lexington. So just go to our website, WFMYnews2.com, to cast your vote. And remember, listen closely, voting ends Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. So be sure to vote, 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 and vote some more to help pick our top game for Week 7 of the 2018 regular season. Can you believe I just said that? Week 7?
Already.
Week 7.
Hey, that was a pretty awesome slate of games.
That
there.
was.
I think I know which one's going to win.
Which one do you think?
I'm going to wait. I'm going to let you all vote, but I'll reveal my pick next week. I know who it is. I promise you.
That'll be the deciding factor. We'll actually talk about this next time we're on next week to see if you're right. We'll actually never know, because if they, we'll see. We'll see.
You'll never know.
Just wait and see.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. That's Friday Football Fever.
We'll see you here next week.